Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I am back with another reaction. I'm continuing my NF journey in order, and I am now on my second song on the Mansion album. This is the song Mansion. Now this features Flurry, and I mentioned in the intro video that I just recorded that I am familiar with her. She caught my attention with a song called Hurts Like Hell. If you have not heard that song and you enjoy listening to stuff that makes you feel, maybe possibly cry, pause this video, open a new tab, and go listen to that right now. Highly recommend that song. I've got my earbuds in, and since this is not an actual music video, I don't have to watch anything. I'm going to go ahead and follow the lyrics as I listen. Got them open here, so let's go ahead and get started.
Insidious is blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in lyrics, they're all over the place. The songs in the mirrors, written all over the floors, all over the chairs. And you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release.
Okay, I need to do something here. Oftentimes I have another tab with lyrics open, and I go to pause it with the space bar, realizing I'm not on the right page. So I'm just going to set this up side by side here so that I can easily pause this song. And I'm sorry, I may pause him a little bit more than I would other people, because I understand that this is many chapters in a broad story that I want to understand, and I don't want to have to go try to figure it out after the fact. Some of them I'm sure I may have to, but I want to try to soak up as much as I can in the moment. Based on these first couple of verses from Flurry, I'm wondering if the word mansion is a euphemism for his head. Okay, let's keep going.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in lyrics, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
The songs in the mirrors, written all over the floors, all over the chairs. And you get the uncut version of life when I go downstairs. That's where I write when I'm in a bad place and need to release, and let out the version of NF you don't want to see. I put holes in the walls with both of my fists till they bleed, and you might get a glimpse of how I cope with all this anger in me. Physically abused, now that's the room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all, I just don't want to see it. And these walls ain't blank, I just think I don't want to see them. But why not? I'm in here, so I might as well read them. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'ma burn this room right now. Somehow this memory for some reason just won't go down. Put me in the corner so you could see the fear in my eyes. Then took me downstairs and beat me till I screamed and I cried. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Oh my God. I just want to go back to his wiki page real quick. I've done a little bit of just basic reading on him, you know, so I need to eventually get to his life and a little bit more about his career and his family relationships, mental health, all that. I'm sure all of it plays, but I don't want to read into that too much before I've listened to the music. But I'm already, you know, this word here, or this phrase here, physically abused. It's really evident. That is going to play a huge part in this journey, I think. It's going to be interesting to put all this together. Let's go ahead and rewind it just a little bit. I'll keep going. I'm sorry that I'm pausing so much, but I really want to try to soak some of this in the moment.
Then took me downstairs and beat me till I screamed and I cried. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind, but I'ma keep the door shut and lock the lyrics inside.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. Slept in, broken legs, but I chase perfection.
She's got
These
an
walls
amazing
are my
voice.
blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
Yo, my mind is a house with walls, covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint. Cover them up like it never happened. Say I wish I could change. Are you confused? Come upstairs and I'll show you what I mean. This room full of regrets, just keeps getting fuller it seems. Moment I walk into, it's the same moment that I wanna leave. I get sick to my stomach every time I look at these things, but it's hard to look past when this is the room where I sleep. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. And one of the first things I wrote was I wish I would've called, but I should just stop now. We ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my head, and get ticked off whenever I see it affecting my plans. And I regret watching.
I feel like I need to go read up on his family life. Did he lose his mom? I'm going to be honest. The first thing I'm thinking is maybe his mom was a drug addict and she died that way. I don't know. And that's why I feel like I need to go read. He was born in Gladwin, Michigan, March 30th, 1991. Eldest of 3 and has 2 sisters. His parents divorced and he was raised by his mother until his father had to take him away when her boyfriend abused him. Okay. Boyfriend abused him and one of his sisters. His mother died from an overdose of opioids in 2009. Which led him to dedicating the song, How Could You Leave Us, to her. Oh my God. Look, I don't know how many of us haven't had opiates touch our lives. At this point, it's gotten so bad. I don't know how much I want to talk about this. I don't think I'm quite ready to go there yet, but many of us have personal connections to this epidemic that's swept over this country since the 90s, basically. I think maybe my experience with this subject is what instinctually made me guess that maybe he lost her to drug addiction. All right, so he graduated from Gladwin High School in 2009. Was on the basketball team, started his career at Fine Arts Festival organized by Connection Church in Canton. He went active a year after his mother died. Okay, so that helps me a little bit. Let's get back to it.
Things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. And one of the first things I wrote was I wish I would've called, but I should just stop now. We ain't got enough room in this song. And I regret the fact that I struggle trying to find who I am, and I lie to myself and say I do the best that I can. Shrug it off like it ain't nothing, like it's out of my head, and get ticked off whenever I see it affecting my plans. And I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive, and at the rate I'm going, I'll probably still be there when I die. Congratulations, you'll always have a room in my mind. The question is, will I ever clean the walls off in time? Ooh.
Insidious as blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. And slept in. Broken legs, but I chase perfection. These walls are my blank expression. My mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's only inside this mansion. Inside this mansion.
So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built the safe room and I don't let no one in there, cause if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back. And I admit, I am emotionally scared to let anyone inside, so I just leave my doors locked. You might get other doors to open up, but this door's not, cause I don't want you to have the opportunity to hurt me, and I'll be the only person that I can blame when you desert me. I'm barricaded inside, so stop watching. I'm not coming to the door, so stop knocking. Stop knocking. I'm trapped here. Gotta keep saying I'm not problem, cause I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Now I'm in a position, it's either sit here and let him win, or put him back outside where it came from, but I never can. Cause in order to do that, I'd have to open the doors. Is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore.
God.
Inside this mansion,
Okay. This is tough because there's so many things in life that we all go through in one way or another. One of the biggest things I'm learning on this channel is that I thought there'd be a veil between my real life and my journey with discovering new music. But how silly of a thought that would be. I'm learning that that was naive to think that I could sit here in front of the world and react to music. You know, music's always made me think of my own experiences, but I guess I just didn't anticipate it getting so real and having to make decisions about what do I share? How vulnerable do I get? And I feel like he is going to force me. That song alone has made me think about things that I have to deal with every day, but have shoved so deep inside of myself that I don't know. This is really strange because I never imagined having to talk to perfect strangers about such profound things. I can relate to him with this song, having an addict in your life, but also, you know, I've had my issues. My issues have affected someone else's life. Somebody who means more to me than anything on this planet. And I have somebody else in my life who continues to struggle with addiction. I've had some injury problems in my life, some back issues. So yeah, I became dependent on pain medication. It got me into some trouble. But because I have somebody else in my life who also went down that same road, but much further, that person kind of helped me not go that far because I knew I could see what was to come. And even still, my issues, even though they weren't as intense and, you know, I didn't graduate to other things. You know, I always had a movie playing on the side to show me, well, this is where you're going to end up if you graduate to other things that'll make you feel better and will cost you less money. I watched this other person do some horrendous, unthinkable things. As awful as my situation was for someone in my life, I didn't want to go down that path and put that on anybody, including myself. To make a long story short, I completely related to that, both in that sense and with the physical abuse. It was somebody that I loved. It was somebody that was supposed to love me back, was physically abusive. But the main point that I wanted to get to after talking so much already is how he talked about fear. You know, he built this house in his mind. He put all these bad things, gave them each a room, and kept those doors locked. But he recognized, you know, and acknowledged, yeah, you've got a room in my house. Congratulations. You know, it was kind of like a FU type thing. That's the vibe I got. But there was something that happened near the end where something came to his house, and that was fear. That's also something I can relate to. I think every human being on the planet can relate to that because it drives us in more ways than we realize through almost every aspect of our life. Things we see on TV, the people that rule over us, it's a tool. From very young, things we're taught. Fear is a common denominator. I'm so sorry. I've talked quite a bit. I'm kind of taken aback. I was told repetitively that this was going to be an intense journey and that I needed to go back and hear it from the beginning. And I'm only 2 songs in from the start of this journey, and already but you know what, with a lot of the other artists that I've heard, like Ren, for instance, has been through hell, a different kind of hell, but it's made him who he is as an artist and as a human being. And I don't know much about him as a human being, but I won't be surprised to hear if he's a decent human being at this point, because trauma does that to you. It does one thing or another. It either builds you up into a better human, or it causes you to be not such a good person and kind of repeat the things that have happened to you. So yeah, this is going to be a doozy. I really appreciate you guys being here to watch and putting up with all of my rambling. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Really, Coda?